morning. My name is Annette Cannon. I'm the special master assigned to hear a case today. I'm going to briefly explain the procedure for those who've never been here before. You have been cited with a violation, and you have been time to correct the violation. The city has chosen to proceed with this hearing for the purpose of obtaining a finding of noncompliance, which can later be used at a subsequent hearing for the purpose of being deemed a repeat violation. The hearing is public, recorded, and all testimony is taken under oath. Although the formal rules of evidence do not apply, fundamental due process is observed. If you're admitting the violation, please advise me when you come to the podium. You need to tell me how much time you need to correct the violation. The city will also give me an estimate. Based on what you both say, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation. If you're contesting the violation, the city must prove through clear and convincing evidence that the violation has occurred and or the violation is still in existence. This is done through the testimony of the inspector or the custodian of records if the inspector is not available to testify and the exhibit is introduced by the city. If you're refuting the violation, you expect to give testimony as to why there is no violation. After I've heard both sides, I'll render a decision based on the evidence and testimony before me. If I find there is no violation, I'll dismiss the case. If I find that there is a violation, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation before a fine begins to run. I have authority to impose fines up to $1,000 per day for violation. If you're a repeat offender, I have authority to impose fines up to $5,000 per day for violation. There's also an administrative fee of $106, which is assessed by me unless I waive it. When it's your turn to speak, please state your name, your relation with the property owner, and if you have authority to speak on behalf of the property owner. While at City Hall, members of the public are strongly urged to wear facial coverings and observe social distancing, consistent with CDC guidelines to limit the spread of COVID-19. At this time, I ask the clerk to swear in all the witnesses.
Whoever's going to testify, just stand up for a little bit and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. You may be seated. The first cases I'm calling, it's number 14 and 15, 400 Alton Road for Prestige Maritime LLC, SMA 2021-2558 and SMA 2021-02559. That's you, sir, just at the podium, so thank you.
Does it work? Yeah. Hello.
Hi, please state your name for the record. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Jean-Yves Usunier.
Okay, so you're the owner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the owner of the company, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have the city explain the violation, and then you can respond, okay? I'm going to have them first explain the violation,
Okay.
and then you can respond to
Okay.
that. Okay.
Morning, Your Honor. Luis Negron, City of Miami Beach, Code Compliance Officer. Case number is Charlie 2021-10481. It was issued March 28, 2021. In violation of Article 5, Section 102-377, any person failing to obtain a business tax receipt as required by this article. It was served by certified mail, and it's the first offense which carries a fine of $1,000. During the proactive patrol of the marina located at 400 Alton Road, I observed a group of individuals boarding vessel White Knight. I approached said vessel and requested to speak with Captain Mr. Steve. I explained the reason for my visit and requested to see his business tax receipt. He could not provide an active business tax receipt for the City of Miami Beach. I explained the ordinance and he understood. I also informed him he will be receiving 2 notices of violation, one for not having a BTR with the City of Miami Beach and the other for conducting business in public area. The charter was scheduled for 4 hours and it cost $2,030 as per the contract.
Okay.
The companion case, you want to call it for the record? The companion case, just call it for the record? Okay. Companion case is Charlie 2021-10482. Again, Luis Negron, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance. This case was also issued March 28, 2021. And here they were in violation of Section 82-1. It should be unlawful for any commercial business operator to conduct business in a beach structure, building, or other property, place, owned, maintained, or operated by the city. The violation was sent certified mail. It's the first offense and it carries a fine of $250, and the body is the same as the first case.
Thank you. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. In fact, this vessel was rented to a charterer under a bareboat charter contract. And when the fine was given, this vessel was under the control, the full control of the charterer. And my Prestige Maritime has nothing to do with this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Captain Steve was hired by the charterer, and that's it.
Have you guys seen the bareboat? Have you seen this agreement? There's a recreational bareboat charter agreement between Prestige and Steve Ackerman, and he's correct in saying that there is a bareboat charter agreement.
Yes, but they don't have a BTR.
So my question is, I know they don't have BTR. So is the Steve Ackerman who assumed the responsibility for that charter become responsible for the BTR? Or
No, it's the owner of the vessel. Who owns the vessel?
Okay, so this is irrelevant then.
That's irrelevant to the city's case.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure what the city's position was.
The city's position is that the owner is responsible. It's the owner's vessel. If they contracted out any obligations, that's between the owner and the contract holder.
Okay, so you are responsible ultimately under the law.
Responsible of what?
I'm sorry?
They are responsible of what? I don't understand what. There is no commercial activity at all. You have an individual, he has rented a boat, he's docking the boat at the marina. There is absolutely no commercial activity. Neither me, as Prestige Maritime, neither the guy. The guy is just inviting his family, his friends and family. He's using the boat that he has rented.
There was a contract for $2,030, and that's for 4 hours
Yes,
in the charter.
It's the rental contract. There is a broker located in California, in fact,
So
and the
you're not
broker
a- well, what the
is
city's-
acting for the charterer.
What the
There is
city's a-
two contracts.
You're
One
not
is
allowed to rent out your boat without a BTR. Isn't that the city's position?
That is correct, Your
So
Honor.
you rented out your boat, even though he was only using it for his family, you are not allowed to rent out your boat without having a license of BTR to rent out your boat.
but I didn't rent my boat in Miami Beach.
There's an agreement right here. You rented your boat between Prestige.
Yeah.
Aren't you Prestige?
Yeah,
Okay, so
but
you
my
rented
boat
it
is
to Steve.
located in Coral Gables, not in Miami.
It's docked in Miami
Captain
Beach.
Steve picked up the boat. After that, it's not me. It's the individual that is using the boat. It's just an individual using a boat. He docks in Miami Beach Marina. Okay, I cannot even avoid that. He is free to do whatever he wishes. I won't take a BTR in all the cities where this guy will dock the boat when he uses the boat.
Your Honor, if I lend you my car, I still have to have it registered. I still need a driver's license. Still need to comply. The owner of Prestige did not have a BTR and was conducting business. The
No,
testimony
I
is
am not
overwhelming
conducting business.
that it was rented for 4 hours at a cost of $2,000, and the city would request the adjudication and the assessing of the fines.
I'm absolutely sorry. I don't conduct any business. I just rent my boat. And the
You may have
bareboat
rented in Coral
charter
Gables, but you saw it in
contract.
Miami Beach. So what was the circumstances surrounding the
Yeah.
boat being in Miami Beach?
They were picking up the party for the charter at Miami Beach.
So you can't do that.
But it's not me. It's a charter.
But you become responsible for the actions of whoever rents your boat, you become responsible for their actions. You're not allowed to pick up people on Miami Beach without that without having the license. It wasn't like you were driving the boat and you were picking them up. You rented your boat to somebody, so that's now conducting business, and that person picked up people on Miami Beach. They can't
But
do
he
that.
didn't do business. It was his family. He didn't do any business.
The testimony from the code compliance
It's
officer.
Mr. Stephen Ackerman rented the boat just to tour in Miami. He didn't do any business.
Okay, can
There
you
was no
please-
money involved with that. The contract with the money is just a rental contract.
Can you please reiterate or go over your notes again? What is it that you saw? Or were you the inspector that was there? Or are you the records custodian today?
There was a group of people boarding the vessel. I approached the vessel, spoke to the captain. I explained the reason for me being there, and I explained the whole ordinance in regards to the BTR, and in regards to picking up or doing business. Basically, he's doing business because he never, at one point, said that it was his family or anybody related to anybody at the vessel. He had a mate, first, I want to call it first mate, that serves the drinks and does everything in the vessel while he's just a conductor. So he's just in the bareboat charter, like he says, he can't even be the own captain for his own vessel when he's doing that. So he rents it out, and but we had the contract of him renting it out, and that's why we cited him, because it was at the top. His name was there, doing business with, I can't even see it, I'm sorry.
Prestige?
Yeah, Prestige, doing business with,
But so my question is, he's alleging that okay, Mr. Ackerman, and I just want to get this clear because we're going to have a lot of these cases and we keep having a lot of these cases. He's alleging that he rented it out in Coral Gables and that the gentleman then went to Miami Beach to pick up his family and he wasn't doing business. Is it your testimony, Mr. Negron, that you saw him picking up people that were not family members and they were conducting?
that's correct, ma'am.
Okay, so that's where the problem lies. Your charter may have told you that he's only picking up family members, but he was not picking up family members. He was picking up business, potential clients to get on the boat. If he's picking up clients who are paid charter, who are paying him to go on the boat,
He didn't pick up people for pay.
you don't know that. You're not there. It would have been helpful if he was here, because you're just even though you were the one given the citation because you're the owner of the boat, Mr. Negron was there and he said there was business being conducted. So maybe the person who chartered the boat from you may have told you he's just taking his family members out, but that's not what happened.
But what type of business was conducted? I don't understand. I'm
Charter
sure
business for hire. These were paying passengers on a vessel.
he made passengers pay for the vessel.
That's the testimony from the code compliance
The
officer.
people came and paid.
Yes, they did for 4 hours of service. They paid $2,030 for 4 hours of service. That's the contract that I was provided by the captain.
No, that is not a contract. That is a contract for the rental of the boat, the 2,000.
Right, you're reviewing, and
Where
I
is
have
this
it. You're looking
contract?
at the
This is his
recreational bareboat
contract,
charter agreement. Is
but
that
I
what you're
don't
reading
believe.
from?
Right.
Right. I guess my question is are the people that were getting onto the boat,
Those people that don't pay, they are invited, they are guests.
well, that's
And
from
that's-
Mr. Negron. He's reading from the bareboat agreement. My question is,
Right.
do you know if the passengers were paying passengers, or were they family members of the gentleman who?
They were not family members. They were total, just new people coming onto the vessel. They were all amazed of the vessel, and they were talking about the vessel.
Okay.
I don't have a copy of the contract between the captain and the
Okay, so the
and the
contract,
guests.
okay, so I don't have any testimony contrary to that. Okay, you weren't there, he was there. Okay, your charter person may have told you that it was family members, but he could have lied because he wanted to borrow the boat, or, But you're
why
ultimately
didn't you find the chapter?
because you're responsible. It's your boat.
No, it's not my boat when it's under.
It's still your boat. At the end of the day,
It's a demise contract, and the charterer has the temporary ownership of the boat. At that time of the fine,
I
boat was-
understand the agreement that you have with him, but we don't the City of Miami Beach still sees you responsible, is my point. They're not going to relieve you of responsibility when it comes to having a BTR, because you have a recreational bareboat charter agreement. That doesn't relieve you of responsibility ultimately of your boat.
if there was a contract, I think it was the contract that was done by Tropical Boat Charter that he saw. And this contract is a contract to rent the boat and to hire the captain here. And it's 2,568 or something like that total.
I don't know what he's reading from. What is he looking at? I can't see that far.
He's looking at a different contract, and he says that he contracted the vessel for $2,461.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
The-
that's
the,
the
the only
original
contract that was is this contract. This is the contract of the broker with the charterer. That was
Okay.
a friends and family charter.
But it's the city's position that you're still responsible. If the gentleman had come to the boat, to the dock and just picked up people that were family members, that'd be a little bit different. But he was clearly conducting business based on his testimony. He was there, you were not. So I have to rely on that testimony.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did you see the people pay something?
Most of the transactions are done by the phone. I didn't see no money exchange, if that's what you're asking me.
You see them on the phone?
Again,
On the phone paying?
they grant me certain documents only. The captain, sometimes are reluctant of giving the information because it's personal information. I cannot force him to give me any contractual or money exchange that they may have paid him. That's his personal phone. So if I personally didn't see any money being exchanged, right? But most of the transactions occur during credit card
I
payment.
think we should ask the captain to testify.
Okay, I've heard enough testimony. It's an adjudication of both guilty. I'm gonna reduce the fines, even though I know that you're saying you had no idea, so for that reason, I am gonna reduce the fines. However, if it happens again, I'm not gonna reduce fines because it's gonna escalate, because now you put on notice that if you do, have another bareboat agreement with another person, you're gonna have to get a BTR. You're gonna have to figure out, they can't go to Miami Beach and pick up people unless you're gonna have a
It's
BTR.
impossible to give any order to the charterer.
I'm
It's
sorry?
against the law. When the charterer has a bareboat contract, you cannot tell him anything.
You have to get a BTR then for the boat.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to get a
okay.
BTR. So,
Okay, but I am sure it's not the real what happened in reality. Those people weren't doing something for a charter for sale. They were just
Okay.
friends doing it.
Okay, I've heard testimony otherwise, so I don't agree with you because you weren't on the boat. He was there, he was observing it, and I'm going to
Yes,
rely
but
on the
I
inspector's
would
testimony.
I would like the captain to be asked to testify because he was on the boat and he's completely aware of it. And I wasn't informed at all of this. So now I cannot have a due process if I don't have the information to build my defense.
Does the city object to continuing it to get the captain to testify?
Under these circumstances, yes, Your Honor. The hearing was properly noticed. All witnesses are supposed to be present. Your Honor had already announced her ruling, and now the city would object. If you want to treat it as a rehearing under the city code for new evidence, then that's within your discretion.
Okay,
It's not like you didn't start your ruling beforehand, so it would be inappropriate to have a ruling and then have it reversed without the proper motion being filed, such as a rehearing.
okay, point taken. Okay, I'm gonna do an adjudication on both. I'm gonna reduce the fines, so on both of them, they're gonna be guilty adjudication. The fine of $1,000, I'm gonna reduce to $250 to be paid by September 20th. And on the other offense, it's an adjudication as well on 02559, and I'm gonna waive the fines on that one. I'm only doing that because I understand your position, but if it happens again, your fines are gonna escalate, okay? So,
You have to understand that I can't do anything. If the guy decides to go to
You're gonna have to
Miami
get a
Beach
BTR.
Marina, he will go to Miami Beach
I
Marina.
understand, but then you're gonna need to get a BTR for the future. You own the boat, you can get a BTR, so if in the future someone charters your
No,
boat,
I
you'll have a
cannot get
BTR.
BTR in all the marinas of the region. There are a lot of different places where this guy can go with a boat.
I understand, but if you wanna protect yourself for the future from a violation, you need to get a BTR, and that way you're covered, it's your boat, so you have a BTR, it will travel with your boat.
But no, I don't understand what you say. Anyway, is there a possibility to have a higher
You
jurisdiction
could
taking?
file a notice of appeal. I mean, I can't give you legal advice, but you can file a notice of appeal and have either we can rehear it or it can go to circuit court. so it's up to you, but it's
So what I understood is that you reduced the fine to 250?
correct.
Okay.
Instead of $1,250, I reduced it to $250. You had $1,000 on one, you had $250 on the other. I reduced them both to $250 total.
200 total?
$250 total
250 total.
to be paid
Okay.
by September 20th.
Okay.
There'll be an order in the mail. We had issues with getting service on you. Fernanda, I hear you had no service. Do you want to make sure you have his address on the paper?
Because I base myself on the address that when they appeal it back in May, so I use that address unless
Okay. Do
he
you want
can
to
give me
her
a better
your
one.
address?
My address is on the paper I filled when I came.
Okay,
Okay?
Okay.
It's the address of the boat, it's my address.
okay,
It's,
so I will
in Coral
switch it to
Gables.
that one, okay.
Okay.
That's it? That's good?
You'll get an order in the mail.
Thank
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case, it's case number 18, SMA BTR 2021-00038 for Nagel Assets Inc. for 4525 Collins Avenue.
Hi, good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Enrique Seltzer.
Okay, so you're the owner of Nagel Assets?
Correct.
Perfect. I'm going to have the city explain the violation, then you can respond.
Sure. Good morning, Your Honor. City of Miami Beach Code Complaints Officer Alexander Lacayo. This violation was issued on March 6, 2021, while conducting inspections for a business tax receipt at the boat slips located at 4525 Collins. I made contact with the captain of the boat, Enrique, and asked to see the boat's business tax receipt as I observed individuals loading the boat. No BTR was provided, therefore the violation was issued. Violation is the first offense and carries a fine of $1,000.
Okay. Mr. Salazar?
I understand the violation, Your Honor. I've been working very hard to get the BTR, and I did get the certificate of use. But things are a bit complicated lately with the City of Miami Beach and also with the county because the rules are changing. And since the last time we had the Zoom meeting, now there is a new rule by Durham, and it's making it a little more difficult to obtain the BTR. So basically right now I have to look for a commercial marina where I can keep the boat in order to comply with Durham and then be able to get the BTR. And that's going to take time because marinas are full and commercial marinas are only a few in all of the county. So at this point, I think I need more time. I'm not able to correct that right away.
Are you still conducting business or not at this time?
Yes, I am in Miami because I do have the BTR for Miami and also for the county.
Okay. But on this day, I guess it was your, were you not required prior to have a BTR? Have you been in business for a long time?
About 3 years.
Okay, and you weren't required before to have a BTR at Miami Beach? Was he not required? Was this a new rule?
Well, so what they do is his boat was docked actually at the Eden Rock by the boat slips, and they
Okay.
conduct business out of the Eden Rock, but they're still required to have a BTR.
Okay, was that a new location for you, or you had always been there and didn't have a BTR? I'm trying to understand the facts surrounding it.
No, I didn't have a BTR, and I can say that's out of ignorance from my part. I was paying for a commercial dock to do the pickup and drop off right there where the gentleman gave me
You
the
didn't know you
citation.
didn't have a BTR? Okay.
Right.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so to be consistent, I'm going to reduce your fines as well. It's an adjudication because you didn't have a BTR, and so I'm going to deny the appeal. Fernando, the other one too, I didn't realize there were appeals, so deny the appeal as well on the other one. And it's an adjudication, and I'm going to reduce the fine to $250 to be paid by September 20th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck getting your BTR. I know, I'm sure it's frustrating.
I'm going to need it. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case, it's case number 13 for 400 Alton Road, 9 Holdings LLC, SMA 2021-02548.
Please state your name for the record. Your name for the record.
Mark Froman?
Are you the owner?
No.
What's your position with 9 Holdings?
I work part-time with them. I'm a captain, and I fill in for them, help them out.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna let the city explain the violation.
Morning again, Your Honor. Luis Negron, City of Miami Beach, Co-Compliance Officer. The cold case number is Charlie 2021-10502. It was issued March 31st, 2021. They're in violation of Section 5, Article 5, Section 102-377. Any person failing to obtain a business tax receipt as required by this article. It was served by certified mail as a first offense and carries a fine of $1,000. During the proactive patrol of the marina located at 400 Alton Road, I observed a group of individuals boarding vessel peer pressure. I approached said vessel and requested to speak with the captain, Mr. Mark Furman. I explained the reason for my visit and requested to see his business tax receipt. He told me they had applied for the BTR and provided this number, BTR 00994803-2021. And they were still in applied status. I also spoke with the owner of the vessel, Mr. Andrew Harris. He contacted the owner, and I forwarded the instructions to get how to proceed and get a BTR. I have a set of instructions that was given to us. I explained that each vessel requires a BTR. Therefore, the owner of the vessel will be receiving the 2 notices, one for not having the BTR and one for having conducting business in the city of Miami Beach. The companion case is supposed to be Charlie 2021-10503, but it's on fine old status because they did not appeal the second case.
Oh, okay. And I'm looking at you, I guess Mr. Ross submitted a lot of documentation. Is he the owner or something with 9 Holdings LLC about they had applied for BTR. It was in applied status at the time that they got their violation. I'll let you testify now.
What is it you need? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What'd you ask me?
Oh, I'm just looking at the file because Jim Ross.
Yes, Jim Ross works for the owner of the corporation. It's a giant corporation. They have 800 different aspects of it, and this is the owner's little toy, if you know what I'm saying. So Jim is a controller. He wouldn't know the front of the boat from the back of the boat. All he's been doing is trying to get this thing. I'm telling you the truth. And this, we've met before. He's a sweetheart, and I understand he has a job to do. But this has been going on since March. He can tell you. We applied for the BTR prior to this. We have been, and I still do not have it, by the way. The city of Miami has done everything humanly possible. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's intentional, because I don't believe it to be intentional. Either we fell into a black hole, or God knows what. We were given bad information. We complied with everything that they required. We gave them every piece of documentation. We were supposed to finally, we got to the point, what month are we in now? This is August. We were supposed to be finally at the end of May, beginning of July. Finally, they said, we now have all the documentation, and we're going to schedule you for the oversight board, I think it's called.
The Marina Board.
Marine Board. Okay, which is basically a rubber stamp when you have all that other stuff. Anyhow, I said, great. Then I get a note, I'm sorry, we don't have any more room. we're putting you off to this month. This month comes, we cancel the meeting. I mean, we've done everything, we don't know what else to do. I mean, but to show you some of the things that we went through, one of the requests they said to us, and we were sitting and waiting, was it had to go through the inspection of the fire department. Okay, it's procedure, fine. I don't know what they want. So I called, first of all, you cannot get to see anybody because that department is closed. So there was no way I could come in on behalf of the owner, because I'm in Miami, and say, hey guys, just tell me what you want and we'll make it happen. You can't do it. Everything has to be done, and there's only one girl left in that whole department, by the way. One, and she works 4 days a week. So she seems like a very nice lady, but she's up to here. So you can't get anything done. But just to give you an example of the things that have happened to us, they requested a fire inspection as part of the thing. So I looked through all the boat papers. We have a Coast Guard fire inspection, which is required for the boats. It was just recently done, but they said they want a current one. Okay. Spent $500 and some odd for the owner and had the whole CO2 system recertified. Sent it in, nothing happens. It dies. About 3 weeks later, I get frustrated. I called. I got this very lovely lady, Jacqueline, I think her name is, on the phone. And she says, well, here's the number to call for the fire thing. I called the fire guy. He says, what are you talking about? I said, it's required. We have all the documentation asking for this stuff. He says, no, you don't need it for the boat. The boat is not required to have it. That's a Coast Guard thing. What is required is the marina. We have to make sure that it's in a marina that has fire hydrants and proper fighting equipment. So we just spent $500 some odd to get the boat recertified, and now you're telling me he says, no. I said, well, then get it approved. He says, I can't. I said, what do you mean you can't? He says, it has to come through my computer, and I have yet to receive it. He says, it shows up on my computer. You will have it the next morning. It's a done deal. I'm familiar with Miami Beach Marina. You're not the only guy there. He says, it's a rubber stamp. So I called back, and I finally got this jacket. Oh, yeah, it was never sent. But this is since March. Here I am standing here in front of you guys, and we're still without it. I have offered to them on behalf of the owner. I said, listen, everything has been done. We have a letter saying that they have everything. Everything has been approved except for whatever you call it.
BTR.
The board,
okay.
whatever you
Marine
call that
Authority
thing.
Board has to hear and review the application. It's
Yeah,
advisory
okay.
in nature.
But they
And
said
then once
everything.
they issue their ruling, if that's the only thing that's remaining, then the BTR could be issued.
If they get me on the next meeting, they've been canceled twice now. So
They need a quorum for the board.
So here we are stuck in this thing, and just can't seem to get anywhere. Everything has just been, as I say, the city has been behind, but we're the ones who are suffering. I've lost income. This is my retirement supplement. The owner has lost some income. These guys, they got more of these. I wish some of these guys would work in the office and get it processed, okay? They do a hell of a job. I mean, I'll tell you this, which is fine.
So I guess the city's position, or you weren't, until you had the BTR, you weren't allowed to conduct it. Even though you were in applied status, you didn't have it. So I guess the question, are you still operating since you don't have the BTR, or what's the status right now of the charter boat?
We're not under, which is another thing, which adds insult to injury. You ready for this one? Since we applied for the BTR back in March, Miami Beach Marina raised our rent $500 a month because we're now considered for charter. So here we're paying $500 a month more rent, cannot charter because of the BTR, okay, which we applied for before this. We applied for it prior to this. We were told you didn't need this, you didn't need that. We followed every instruction that they required, but it kept getting, we even offered them, I offered to them, I said, listen, guys, this is getting crazy now. You got me off 2 meetings, which is another 60 days or more, who knows? The last step is the board, if you're worried about getting paid the $200, whatever it is to get the BTR, will pay the money today. Give me a temporary and just tie me over until you approve it. And if it don't get approved, retract it. Oh, we can't do it. It's not in protocol. I mean, we're just sort of stuck in this thing.
Okay,
And
so
it's,
I have no control. I can't give you a BTR.
I know, I wish you could.
I also, unfortunately, you were operating at the time that you had, they gave you the violation. All I could do is reduce your fines or waive your fines, because I know you're trying. It's not like you're not trying, but unfortunately, you were not supposed to be operating without the BTR at the time. You did pay the other fine of $250. I don't know, you guys didn't appeal that one. For whatever reason, you paid one and not the other
Well,
one.
no, I mean, that we paid to an independent company.
Well, they haven't paid it. It's a fine old. It's not paid yet.
It's not paid?
No.
But they can't appeal it because the
They
term
can't appeal it because it's, right, it
Okay,
went to the next step.
What is that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
So you had a companion violation, which was conducting business on public property because you didn't have the BTR. Was that the companion? Right.
Correct.
So that was a
Oh, okay, was it you who did it? I had for the owner, and again, I think I told you at the time, that we had 5 or 6, I can't recall the number, of Asian gentlemen from California. They were accountants of the company who has an office, the owner has an office out there. He gave it to his people, and I said to him,
That's
this
a
is not a paid charter. I
Right,
got
that's a
couple-
different one that just happened a couple weeks ago with him.
Yeah, and I said,
Yeah.
this is
And
not.
I didn't write that up because he showed me proof of that, so that's a
Yeah,
different
I mean,
case.
This is different.
Oh,
from-
okay.
Yeah, that's not why you're here.
Okay.
There was a companion case. When you were given this violation, you were giving a second violation as well for conducting business on public property because you didn't have your BTR. So they gave you.
Oh, okay. Now I got you. I'm sorry. I
And so
didn't
that
understand.
violation was not appealed, so it's too late to appeal it.
Okay.
Because it was done at the same time. So that violation is $250, and it has not been paid.
No, it hasn't been paid, man.
Okay, so you are aware that that's still outstanding?
I guess so. I'll tell the company to pay it.
Okay. And so my position is, in light of the fact that you will have to pay that one, I'm going to deny the appeal to adjudication of guilty, but I'm going to reduce the fine to 0 because you're going to pay the other fine.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and good
And
luck
if
with
somebody
your.
can tell me, how do I get the BTR finished? If anybody has
We
the
got to get you on the
magic-
next calendar for the
Yeah,
Marine
but
Authority Board.
they canceled me on 2 calendars now. Not me, the city. How do I, Mr. Ruffin, how do I get them? You can't see anybody. Their office is closed. I cannot go in like I'm standing here
Do
looking.
you have the date for the next, have they provided you with a date yet?
Yes, September 14th. They provided me a September 14th date. They had provided me a date for this month, and then they said, well, we canceled the meeting. I was supposed to be on last month's, the one before that, and they said, no, I'm sorry, we just don't have any more room for you. I mean,
Well,
This
Mr.
is the-
Lopez in my office is the city attorney assigned to the board. I will speak with him after the hearings today and see where the status is and do our best to get you on the September 14th calendar.
well, this Jacqueline swore that I was on it. I
Okay.
mean,
Well, I'll double check with Jackie.
all right,
and
so now we gotta wait till
September
another
14th.
month.
Yes.
There's no way to get it temporary and pay the last.
No, because that's part of the application process. So it's only about 3 weeks away.
Yeah, but then it's another 2, I was told by other boat owners, it's another 2 or 3 weeks before it actually spits out.
I'll discuss that with Jackie and see what we could do too.
In actuality, the only way it gets, they hold up the BTRs if you owe any fines. So there's $250 that you owe. We need to get it paid before you go to the board, so then they can release it.
I will
So
make
you
sure
cannot
it
have
gets
nothing
I make one
pending.
phone call, it's transferred within the next half hour.
It's a good idea. It'll be one less problem you have to deal with, another headache.
Okay,
I'll give you the case number so you could
sounds like
contact
a
it,
plan.
okay?
I'm not mad at you.
I know you're not.
I'd like to put you in the office and maybe we get something done. I mean,
No,
this
you're very pleasant and very polite, and I don't
No,
think.
but it's just been I don't know whether it's just accidental or whatever, but it seems like, like we've just been picked on and picked on and picked on.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone. I think unfortunately they have a job to do, and everyone's chartering boats, and they're not, maybe because of the pandemic, things change,
Let me
but-
say this, I've been a captain a long time. I'm retired now, and I just do this to supplement some income. I can tell you this, I'm the happiest guy in the world that both the Coast Guard and the city are doing what should have been done 10 years ago or more, okay? Not a question. There's too much garbage out there. But there has to be, there's a system. There is no system here.
Right.
The city has fallen back. They say, they're ready to give you a ticket, but they're not ready to get you through the process.
Right, I
And that's
understand.
what's happened. We're sort of caught in the middle.
Okay, I appreciate that.
That's the one that has to be paid. Thank you very
All
much.
right, good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. If you
Yeah, I'll see what I
Thank
can
you,
do
Your Honor.
to make
Oh,
sure
you're
that
welcome. Thank you.
this one- Just have that paid beforehand so that it doesn't hold it up.
Now we're gonna have this will be paid before the day is out.
Perfect, thank you.
That's the least of the problem is, we offered to pay for everything.
These, Your Honor, they're here for the 10 a.m. calendar. Is that 10 a.m., right? So
Let's
I'm
just
not,
Yeah, don't.
I'm
Let's
not
finish.
sure, finish the 9 a.m.?
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So we can do the no-shows for the 9 a.m. before we start the 10. Okay.
Okay, so let's go to the counter and do all the no-shows, I guess.
Okay, so case number 1 for 400 Alton Road, Leonidas LLC,
I do-
SMA 2021-02444.
I do not have service. You did send an email with notice, but there's no service.
I try to send reminders through email, but it's just as a courtesy, but
I guess we're gonna have to reset it, and we're gonna have to post it, right? Because I don't.
okay.
I'm sorry, Your
And
Honor.
the same thing happened back in.
There's no posting for this location. The registered agent is located in Boca Raton.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think what we can do. Yeah, that's what their appeal is. So Steve, they have an email address. I don't know what you want to do. I mean, there is email notice. We did, but Fernanda, is this the return? You want to see this?
Let me see.
Is this the one that goes with it? Because you put no service.
I don't think it is when they write COVID-19.
That means it's accepted by the post office on their behalf.
Not by the person,
That is the service.
but that is, okay.
Okay, then we have service. All right, then, okay.
That just means that they didn't want somebody coming into the post office.
Oh, I see, I see.
Okay, is there a companion case with this one or just this one?
Just this one.
It's just this one, correct?
Okay,
Good afternoon, Your Honor. William Alfonso with the City of Miami Beach Code Compliance. This is in regards to city code case ending in 10204 for illegal charter, doing business commercial business operating on public property. It carries a $250 fine, and since, he appealed and he's not here, I guess we should just move
okay,
forward
so I'm
to
gonna
city
deny
bill.
the appeal. It's an adjudication of $250 to be paid by September 20th.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor, you said September 20th?
Yeah, that's 30 days.
Thank you.
Okay, you wanna call number 2 and 3?
Next case is number 2 for also 400 Alton Road. There's a companion case right below for Gulf Star Yachts 2 LLC, SMA 2021-02466, and SMA 2021-02467.
So we have service for both, and we have a no-show. Okay, let's proceed.
Morning again, Your Honor. Luis Negron, City Miami Beach Code Compliance Office. Code case number Charlie 2021 10196. I'm sorry, 95 first. They're in violation of Article 5, Section 102-377. Any person failing to obtain a business tax receipt as required by this article will send certified mail. It's a first offense that carries a fine of $1,000. During the proactive patrol of the marina located at 400 Alton Road, I observed a group of individuals boarding vessel minimal risk. I approached the vessel and requested to speak with the captain, Mr. Damien. I explained the reason for my visit and requested to see his BTR, his business tax receipt. He could not provide an active BTR from the city of Miami Beach. I explained the ordinance and he understood. He contacted the owner and explained the situation. Marine Patrol was contacted and Officer Claire arrived for overcrowding. Officer Claire contacted the USCG, Officer Borelli, and lead boarding officer Gonzalez for assistance. And there was 2 vessels actually leaving that day, and there was a large party. So one of the vessels departed with 10 people, which has nothing to do with this case. But I just want to mention it because Gulf Star decided to, the party decided to not go out because they had too many people. They couldn't figure out who wanted to go out.
Okay, I'm looking at a letter, and Mr. Rossi, I don't know if you had an opportunity to see it. It's from the manager and owner of Gold Star Yachts, and it says that the citation was issued on March 23rd, and it was, let's see, it was sent to the wrong, both the citations have the wrong address listed. And so the mailing address is 6300 Northwest. It was mailed to them. So I don't know if there's a notice issue, but their address is 6300 Northwest Expressway, Suite 200, Oklahoma, 73132, but it was sent to 6909 North Robinson B, Oklahoma. The violations were sent to the wrong address. Were the violations given to them at the time of the charter as well?
We didn't give a violation at the time of the charter, but my CCA Varela, we had to go through the information like a sunbiz, but for the state of Oklahoma City, and this is the address they actually had
At the time?
At the time, and this is what we utilized.
Okay, so maybe after that time, they went ahead and changed the address or something like that?
I'm not sure, I can't say anything to that part though, ma'am, Your Honor.
Okay.
But in any event, they timely appealed the violation and failed to show today.
Okay, and they also said they had applied for a BTR on March 12th, but they still don't have it, right? Do they have a BTR?
They actually got it May 19, 2021.
Okay. All right, well, nevertheless, they're not here on either case. I don't know why. We do have proper service, so I'm going to deny the appeal. It's a $1,000 fine to be paid by September 20th, okay? And on the next one, on SMA 2021-04267, you want to go over that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
That's okay.
Luis Negron, City Miami Beach, Co-Compliance Officer. The cold case is Charlie 2021-10196. It was issued March 5th, 2021. In violation of Section 82-1. It's unlawful for any commercial business operator to conduct business in any building or other property or place owned, maintained, or operated by the city. It was sent certified mail. First offense which carry a fine of $250, and the body is the same as the one I previously read.
Okay. Again, we have proper service. There are no show. The appeal is denied. It's adjudication, $250 fine, first offense, to be paid by September 20th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next one, it's number 4 for 400 Alton Road, Venetian Lady Yacht Charters, Inc., SMA 2021-02470.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. looking at the address. It was mailed to a Betsy Gilbert, Suite 102, something northeast 15th Street. I'm just trying to see the address and make sure we have the right address. What address do you guys have as the proper address?
The mailing address, it would be 2025 Southwest 32nd Avenue, Suite 120.
Okay, this was sent to the wrong address, was sent to Suite 102. Your numbers were,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so there is no proper service, that's why I was a little confused here. Okay, we're gonna have to reset number 4 for proper service, because it was sent to the
Okay.
wrong address.
So we'll just put it for October
4th, yeah.
4th, okay. The next ones are number 5, 7, and 8, for Father and Sons Food Corp. They have asked me to hear this case in the afternoon, so I guess the
1:30?
yeah,
That's fine.
if you don't mind, because she couldn't make it in the morning.
Okay, will we have an inspector available at 1:30?
Yes, the inspector is aware of it. Grant, yeah, during Grant.
Okay, perfect, all right, well.
Oh, it's him? Okay, are you okay if it's 1:30? Okay. So we'll revisit that at 1:30.
Okay.
Case number 6 for Nautical Life LLC, 400 Alton Road, SMA 2021-2482.
You put no service here, let me see. And we have no service. I don't know, why don't we have service? I mean, they had a requested continuance one before, so we know that we got them. We were able to start them before, but, all right, we have no service anyway, so is this something you can post? No,
But these are
okay.
marina cases.
No, yeah, these are marine, so it's hard to.
All right, so, well, I don't have service, so I guess I have to continue it regardless until October
Okay.
4th. Okay.
Okay. Now, case number 9 and 12 for MCG Limited LLC, SMA 2021-02543, and SMA 2021-02546. The 2544 and 2545, the same company, they had a no-pros issued by the city attorney's office, but these two still remain.
Okay. There is service because it was signed by the post office. You put no service on it, but there is service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the post office signed for it.
My bad.
It's okay. It was sent to Coral Gables and Sevilla Avenue. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed then. We have a no-show for whatever reason.
Morning, Your Honor. Which are the two cases we're actually going to be hearing?
The
9 and 12?
9 and 12.
9 and 12, just skip 10 and 11, because we got a no-pros.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Luis Negron, City of Miami Beach, Co-Compliance Officer. The first case we're going to hear is Charlie 2021, 10614. It was issued April 10, 2021. Violation of Article 5, Section 102-377. Any person failing to obtain a business tax receipt as required by this article. It was served by certified mail. It's a second offense which carries a fine of $500. During the proactive patrol of Marina located at 400 Alton Road, I observed a group of individuals boarding vessel Alara. I approached the vessel and requested to speak with the captain, Mr. Jose. I explained the reason for my visit and requested to see his business tax receipt. He could not provide the active BTR for the city of Miami Beach. I explained the ordinance, and he understood. I advised him he'll be getting a notice of violation.
So, okay, this is a second offense, is what you just said.
That's correct,
On the
ma'am.
no pros, were they first offenses, and was this downgraded? I'm just trying to understand to make sure that we're giving the right.
The first offense was, I can't say that word, non-pros. And
It was non-pros, the first
Yes,
offense?
the
So
first
then
offense.
wouldn't this be downgraded then to a first offense?
yes,
Right, that's why I'm trying to get some clarity, because he testified as, so it is the first offense.
okay.
Okay, well, nobody's here, there was proper service, so I'm gonna deny the appeal. And the fine on this is $1,000. It's to be paid by September 20th. First offense.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to put the offense here, the second one.
And then on the other one, SMA 2021-02546, right?
Well,
Is that-
this was actually, the one I just read was for the BTR. So the second offense, which became the first offense, I'm sorry. Okay, the one I just read was for the BTR, right?
Correct, yeah,
The first offense usually carries a fine of $1,000.
that's what I gave, that was my.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
That's
didn't hear you.
okay.
I apologize.
That's okay, so that's right.
It must be the
that's-
mask, running out of oxygen here.
Correct. 9 and
It-
11
it-
are the BTR violations, so 11 was dismissed, so 9 is the first for 1,000.
There's 1,000. Thank you, ma'am. I
No, you're
apologize.
welcome. It's okay, so it's $1,000 fine, it's a first offense, okay. And then the companion case to that is number 12?
Yeah,
Yes, that's the public property one.
Right.
So
And we have service as well, it's a no-show. So it's for the same date, same violation, and it's a first offense again then?
Correct.
So it's the appeals denied, first offense, $250 fine, to be paid by September 20th.
okay. Next one, it's number 16, 400 Alton Road, Charles Martin, SMA 2021-2560.
Okay, this one, I don't have service, but you said you sent an email? I don't understand, let's see. Emails are really not considered a sufficient service.
Yeah, it's just a reminder, just to,
Yeah, but we don't have service. Did you speak to anybody?
I'm sorry?
Did you speak to them or no?
No.
Okay. All right, then I have to reset it. I don't have service. So
Okay.
let's reset it for October 4th for proper service.
October 4th. Where am I? No service.
And number 17th, I don't have service either.
Reset,
Actually, return to sender.
10:04.
I don't have service on number 17.
For
SMA,
Lautaro Fernando Cardenas,
yeah, you want to just call it into the record and then I don't have service.
SMA BTR 2021-00037.
Okay, we do not have service, so we have to reset that one as well for October 4th for proper service.
Okay. That concludes the 9 o'clock calendar. And we,
Yeah, I'll hold on to those other files for the,
okay. All right, this is the 10 o'clock. I'm gonna pass it on to you.
okay, oh, sorry. That's all right. Thank you. We have new people, so all right, I'll do my speech, I guess. Good morning, my name's Annette Cannon. I'm the special master assigned to hear a case today. I'm going to briefly explain the procedure for those who've never been here before. You've been cited with a violation, and you have been time to correct the violation. The city has chosen to proceed with this hearing for the purpose of obtaining a finding of noncompliance, which can later be used at a subsequent hearing for the purpose of being deemed a repeat violation. The hearing is public, recorded, and all testimony is taken under oath. Although the formal rules of evidence do not apply, fundamental due process is observed. If you're admitting the violation, please advise me when you come to the podium. You need to tell me how much time you need to correct the violation. The city will also give me an estimate. Based on what you both say, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation. If you're contesting the violation, the city must prove through clear and convincing evidence that the violation has occurred and or the violation is still in existence. This is done through testimony of the inspector or the custodian of records, and the inspector is not available to testify, and the exhibits are introduced by the city. If you're refuting the violation, you're expected to give testimony as to why there is no violation. After I've heard both sides, I'll render a decision based on the evidence and testimony for me. If I find there is no violation, I'll dismiss the case. If there is no violation, I'll dismiss the case. If there is a violation, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation before a fine begins to run. I have authority to impose fines up to $1,000 per day for violation. If you're a repeat offender, I have authority to impose fines up to $5,000 per day for violation. There's also an administrative fee of $106, which is assessed by me unless I waive it. When it's your turn to speak, please state your name, your relation to the property, and if you have authority to speak on behalf of the property owner. While at City Hall, members of the public are strongly urged to wear facial coverings and observe social distancing, consistent with the CDC guidelines to limit the spread of COVID-19. Now, at this time, I ask the clerk to swear in all the witnesses.
Whoever is going to testify, just stand up and raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. You may be seated. First case, it's number 20 and 21 for 400 Alton Road, Yacht Charters in Miami, Inc., SMA 2021-02685, and the companion case, it's SMA 2021-02686.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your
Please
Honor.
state your name. for the
Morning, Your Honor.
record.
My name is Teresa Cantu. I am the owner of Yacht Charters in Miami, Inc.
Okay.
My name is Joe Cantu. I'm the captain of Princess Chelsea.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to have the city present, then you can respond.
Morning, Your Honor. Aaron Ramirez, Code Compliance Officer, City of Miami Beach. I am the custodian of record. This is in reference to case number CC 2021-10964 at 400 Alton Road, issued on June 6, 2021. It is in violation of City of Miami Beach Ordinance Article V, Section 102-377. Any person failing to obtain a business tax receipt as required by this article. The violation was sent certified mail. This is the second offense, which carries a fine of $500. Oh, yes. And in the second case, this is a reference to case CC 2021-10965. This is a companion case at address 400 Alton Road, issued June 6, 2021, in violation of City of Miami Beach Ordinance Section 82-1B. It shall be unlawful for any commercial business, operator, establishment, entity, organization, or company that sells or rents merchandise, products, goods, or services, or engages in any service that sells or rents merchandise, products, goods, or services, including without limitation those commercial operators that transport passengers, from conducting any portion of the commercial transaction activity or operation at any park, boat ramp, beach, structure, building, or other property or place owned, maintained, or operated by the city. This violation was sent certified mail. It is the second offense, which carries a fine of $500.
Can you testify as to the facts of that day?
Yes. So on June 6th, Officer Gehring was on a proactive marina patrol and noticed a group of individuals entering a vessel on the east side of the Dockmaster Tower. He met with the captain, named Joe, and asked if he was operating a charter boat, and he said yes. He advised that he was picking up the individuals that he had a rental agreement with. He asked Joe if they had a license with the City of Miami Beach, and they replied that it was in applied status. CCO Gehring then informed Joe that they are in violation of 2 city ordinances. And yeah.
Can you explain the BTR that's in applied status? There's some notes on that from the finance department.
Yes, and for the BTR that is in applied status,
It's actually not issued status now.
yes, so it is in a not issued status, their BTR.
The notes.
And the notes state that it is not a home-based business operating the charter from the marina.
They applied for a home-based business license, not a charter.
So they applied for the wrong.
So it was not issued. And do we see any new other BTRs for this business in the system?
Did not.
It
We did not.
is.
When was the first violation? This is the second offense. What was the day of the first offense?
We have to look it up.
May 31st.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ms. Cantu, if you want, you can go ahead and testify.
Thank you. This was Memorial Day weekend. We normally pick up in North Miami Beach. We had gotten a phone call like at 7:40 at night the night before saying that the marina that we normally picked up at, that we'd been working out of for 2-3 years, had a code violation and they were being shut down for charter boats. Again, it was a Memorial Day weekend, so I had a lot of charters for that weekend. The next morning, I got up early, drove down to Miami, went to haul over, asked them if they were accepting charter boats. I was told no. Called Sea Isle Marina, told no. Called Maya Marina, told no. I called all the marinas, and everyone told me no. And then I called Miami Beach Marina, and they said yes. So I was like, oh, good, okay. I knew I did not have the BTR, but I didn't even really think about it at that moment. I had the BTR for Miami-Dade County, the city of Miami. I live in Fort Lauderdale, so I have it for the city of Fort Lauderdale and Broward County, but I didn't have Miami Beach County. So the next morning, I went online and I applied. All the other BTRs I had done online, they issued them in 2 days. It's just like no big deal. So I assumed it was going to be the same situation. I did apply as a home-based business because that's how I did it in Broward County and Fort Lauderdale.
And you're
Yeah.
a home-based business.
And I am a home-based business. I do work out of my home in Fort Lauderdale. So that happened, filled it out. Then on the 31st, we got stopped. Was asked if we had the BTR. Said no, but I have applied for it. And I felt certain I'd have it by the end of the week because it was a holiday week, and I figured it would be Tuesday, Wednesday, I would have it, just assuming it worked the same way that all the others did. So the officers told me that I would get an email, that's how I would be notified, is by email. And I thought that was kind of odd because he didn't even ask me for my email, and I questioned him again. Email? And he said yes, because I talked to him on the phone. He talked to Joe. Joe got me on the phone.
Who did you speak with?
Gehring. Joshua.
Officer Gehring.
Yes. So then that same weekend, I talked to another charter boat owner that he does pickups over by Eden Rock. He told me that he was approached, asked for the BTR. He hadn't even applied for it yet. At least I had already applied, albeit the wrong category. And that code officer, told him that he was not going to give him a written violation, that he didn't want to interfere with his business. He didn't, we all went through COVID and all this, and so I thought, okay, well, that's kind of nice. So then I didn't get an email. I had canceled all my charters for that week because I didn't have a legitimate place to pick up. Then I got this other mixed signal from this other charter company that they weren't issuing written citations, so I didn't get the email, so I assumed I wasn't getting one. Now, that was a bad assumption on my part. So then on June 6th, I accepted a last-minute charter, kind of like, okay, this is all going to work out. Got stopped again. Said I'm still in. Now, in the meantime, on June 3rd, I had called the office to find out why I didn't have my BTR, assuming, again, it was done like the other counties and cities. And I spoke to a Carmen, and she was very nice, and she said, oh, you've got to do this, and you've applied for it wrong. I'm going to cancel that. You need to apply for it this other way. And I don't even know what it's called, to be honest with you, because I'm not a home-based business based in Miami Beach, is what she told me. So on June 3rd, I did apply for it the other way, and that is in the system somewhere. I have a copy of it. It's still in pending or under review status. Again, the whole thing, just like Captain Mark Furman, the whole thing with the fire inspection and all that. So I didn't understand that. I know that's not an excuse, but I was working it. In the meantime, I was able to get a park permit for the city, not in Miami Beach, but another one, so I'm no longer looking at doing pickups or drop-offs in Miami Beach.
Miami-Dade Park Permit.
Miami-Dade County,
for the
yeah.
county.
So I do have now a place to do my pickup and drop-offs, and so I have not pursued this any further because I didn't want to cause extra work for anybody else to get a fire inspection and a certificate of use and the whatnot. This was the second one. The first one hearing is October 4th.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, the first offense is scheduled for October 1st,
Fourth.
October 4th, and this is the second offense being heard before the first.
So it's a little flip-flop confusing to me, but
Are you guys prepared to do the first offense today so we can, and if you can, I understand, but I'm thinking if they're already here from Fort Lauderdale,
We don't have the paperwork, but it sounds like
it was
Admission
routine thing, yeah.
you kind of, yeah, you explained, you didn't have it. Do you want them heard today?
Just the cases to read into the record.
Right, no, I was gonna say, do you,
If we could, that would be great.
yeah, I would think it'd be more expeditious and it
I
would,
have the numbers if you need them as
I have
well.
the code compliance number, CC 2021-10914 and CC 2021-10915.
Correct.
like, give it to Fernanda, because she's writing this down too.
Yeah,
Do you have the SMA
I
numbers?
can look it up.
Thank you.
I have it if
copy,
you,
Fernanda?
I'm sorry, what?
You get the numbers?
The CC ones was 01914 and 01915.
So the special master case that goes with 10914
Uh-huh.
is SMA 2021-02677.
Okay.
The one that goes with 10915 goes with SMA 2021-02678. Okay. We can read to the record the notes from the case if you need it. It sounds like you might not need it, but
I mean, I think it's the same situation,
Brian, if you could just read in the date, just to confirm the date.
10915 and 10914 were issued on May 31st, 2021 by Officer Gehring at the 400 Alton Road, Marina. Both for, one for BTR and one for business on public property. First offense is, the case that's on the docket today is the second offense, same circumstances, but June 6th of 2021.
anything else you're reading to the record? Or you're still looking at it?
You want me to read his case notes for that day?
No, I mean, I think you're gonna agree that you didn't have a BTR. I mean, you testified, you didn't have a BTR. So since we're already here, and I think there's no dispute of the facts that you didn't have I understand you were maybe a little bit confused or you had misinformation.
well, I did, what I had in front of me is it was a holiday weekend again, and I did apply for it, and I did apply for it, albeit the wrong category, and then I reapplied, the correct category, and that's under review now.
Right. Well, I guess the takeaway is even if you're in applied status, whether it was the right or the wrong category, you can't have a charter until you actually have your BTR.
I know that now.
I know. So, being consistent with everybody else, I will adjudicate on both, but I'll reduce the fines so that you don't have the full force of the fines. And I know that you're not doing business on my beach anymore.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, you're welcome. So on all four of them, you have all the case numbers, Fernanda?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So on all four of them, it's an appeal denied as adjudication. On the first offense, which carries a fine of $1,000 on the BTR, I'm going to reduce it to $250.
Thank you.
On the second offense that carries a fine of $500, I'm going to reduce it to $250. Okay, so they're both, it's for a total of $500 to be paid by, is 30 days sufficient time, or do you need additional time? Okay.
That's fine.
By September 20th. And then on SMA 2021-02686, again, those are appeal denied adjudication. On the first offense, there's a $250 fine. And on the second offense, there's a $500 fine. So on the first offense, I'm going to reduce it to $125. And on the second offense, I'm going to reduce it to $250.
Thank you,
Okay.
Your Honor.
You're welcome, to be paid by September 20th as well. And I appreciate your honesty in trying to get through it, and I'm sorry for your frustrations and for your wrong information, but unfortunately,
No, I understand. I mean, it is what it is, and that's where I was, and I was really trying not to have to cancel everybody's, holiday weekend, and I did end up canceling, like 7 or 8 charters just because we were our back was against the wall. We didn't know what else to do, and it didn't, and you're dealing with people's vacation, and then they get a bad vibe for the whole city, and then they think you're being dishonest, and
put a bad Yelp review, and it's a
yeah,
triple-
no, it all came out, yeah. I had to deal with all of it, so, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you so much. So will I get something in the mail,
Yes.
or? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case, it's case number 19 for Miami Bay Yachting LLC, 400 Alton Road, SMA 2021-02680. And there's a companion case which didn't make it to the agenda, but I wrote it there, SMA 2021-02681.
Hi, good morning. You have put no service, but we have service, I see.
I'm sorry?
You put no service on my paper, but there's service.
Oh, there is, maybe, I think one I had it and the other one I didn't.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we have
But
it then.
since they're companions, so I figure.
Please state your name for the record
Antonio Casanello. Antonio Casanello,
and your relation to the property,
the owner.
the owner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Officer Alexander Lacayo. This violation was issued while conducting inspections for charters without business tax receipt. I approached the boat boarding individuals and made contact with the captain of the boat, Antonio, and asked to see the boat's business tax receipt. I received confirmation that the boat was conducting a charter boat business without a BTR. Therefore, a violation was issued for failing to have a business tax receipt in the amount of $1,000, as well as a violation in the amount for $250 for conducting business on the Miami Beach Marina.
What was the date of the violation?
The date of the violation was, May 22nd, 2021, for both
Were
violations.
you the inspector or the records custodian with
No, I'm the inspector. I'm the issuing officer.
Issuing officer? Okay, so then you were there and you.
Yes, yes.
You want to read your testimony to the facts?
Of course. Correct. While at the 400 Alton Road for business tax receipt inspections for charters, I approached a boat located by the fuel docks at 400 Alton Road. Upon my arrival, I made contact with Antonio, the owner of the boat, and asked to see the boat's business tax receipt. He confirmed that he was conducting a charter boat business, and at the moment, the boat does not have a business tax receipt with the city.
Okay.
So the violations were sent certified mail.
And since that time, has there been an application for it?
I mean, I checked the system just now, and I don't see any BTR in the system.
Okay, Mr. Casanello, it's your
Yes,
opportunity.
yes, I applied for the CU on the system, the certificate of use. Then after I can apply the BTR. I applied on 20th of May, like before the violation. So when I arrived there, I thought we would be okay with the application going on.
When did you apply?
20th of May.
May 20th, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I have here the document. So the officer told me that I could conduct the business. They are going to get a notice of the violation, and that I could apply for the hearing and to appeal. And he told me that most of the case will be settled like no charge, right? So.
You told them that?
Well, no, what I told them was that it all depends on how fast you get your BTR. And the way the fines can be reduced or waived. That's what I told them.
So then I carry on. I carry on. I carry on the day. I pick up the people, and I did the charter. So, and I come back, and I drop them. So after that, I did again, because I have the information that I could appeal and I could be resolved because I applied for the CU and applied for the BTR. So in between times, I try contact the business that issued the CU to speed up the process, and no answer. I have sent emails as well. The emails didn't go through. I have a proof as well that the email through the system didn't went through. I make calls to the people, and they say, we are in the processing of we are very busy here because there's COVID, we reduce the number of people. So they couldn't speed up the process. So I've been waiting, and today I look at my email, and I got the approval of my CU. Certificate of use, the fire inspections didn't have to do it because it's a boat. They say they don't have to. They told me that now I can issue the BTR. So for me, it was something new because I've been working in other marinas, and I didn't have to have the BTR. On that day, came across, you need the BTR. And I did this before. I came before in Miami Beach Marina, and nobody asked me for BTR. Never. So for me, it was something new. Then I got this fine. So, and I got again, because I trust the officer say, you can appeal and you go to be settled with no violations because this is normal. Well, anyway, I carry on, and I received the notice through my lawyer, say I go there, I came here, I paid the appeal, $106, and then came another letter for the second one and the third offense. So I've been appealing, and now I'm here to try to resolve the issue because I try to be by the law, I have my LBT, I have all my documentations in order, so I try to be in the right place. So.
Okay, I'm only here for the first case. I don't have the other ones in
Well,
front
no,
of me.
there's two cases. So it's the CC 2021-10835.
I left
No,
them
but
to.
one is a first offense BTR, one's first offense for conducting.
Well, no, the second one is a second offense for conducting business on public property.
There's a second offense as well?
Yes.
I have more, ladies.
What number's the second offense?
It should be in the same elastic, the SMA 2021-02681.
So only the BTR violations were appealed?
I only have one on my docket. I have,
No, I believe both violations were
no,
appealed.
so 02680 is the first violation, right?
For what? For what?
No, I'm trying to,
Is that the first violation for the BTR?
that's what I'm trying to understand from the docket. I don't know.
Yeah, so the SMA 2021-02681
Is it this one?
These two, correct.
Oh, sorry.
is the one for the BTR.
So, thanks, Renee.
Honor, I have the papers if you would like to see.
Okay, wait, so 02680 is the first offense for the BTR, and then 81 is, 8.1 is not a BTR violation. 8.1 is for conducting business on public property.
Right, that would be consistent. This is the first violation for each violation for the companion case. This is
Correct.
not the second BTR and the second.
I don't have, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right, we don't have those here today.
That's
We're
what
just
I was
on the
clear-
first. That's why I asked for clarification. Are they the
Oh,
first
okay.
of each one in
That's
the
exactly
category?
right. That's
Okay,
that's
'cause
what
I got
thought. But then when
confused.
you brought up the second one, I was like, I don't have that anywhere on my docket.
Okay.
So that's where I was confused. And we're not listing the second one. We don't
Correct,
have
we're
that.
only listening to the first.
Correct. Okay. Okay, while I understand your frustration, you still didn't have the BTR at the time. So I'm going to deny the appeal on both of them. I'm going to reduce the fines for you as well. So on the first offense, I'm going to reduce it from $1,250, and that'll be paid by September 20th. And on the companion case of 02681, I'm going to reduce the fines to 0, okay? But they're both adjudication of guilty. So they are going to be considered when you have the other case reviewed because it escalates, okay?
So do you like see the orders placed now, or do I have to wait?
I don't know that it's been appealed.
He's
No, we're
confused.
gonna need to have to wait. I don't know the status, and correct, Your Honor, we don't know if they were appealed timely or not.
Yeah, I don't know, have the status of the appeal, because the case that you heard earlier, it was the second instead of the first. It was a lot easier to hear because we already had it on the docket. On your other case, I don't even know where it's at. I can't just pull it up.
I have another one, another hearing on the 4th of October. Is this
Oh,
one?
so, okay, the other two were set for October?
Yeah, October 10.
Might be another 4, because from his testimony, I think he's gotten 3 violations.
Right, so
Okay.
we're gonna hear those on October 4th, but just,
October 4th.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Honor, can I pay today?
No, I think
You gotta go to code compliance, I guess they have to generate
The invoice.
the invoice, but why don't you wait for the order in the mail, so that way you
Okay.
can, you know,
And
Do
just
I
have it,
go to change the address? Do I have to notify here?
did you receive the notice to appear today, for today's hearing?
I received through my lawyer.
So that's the address I'm gonna send it unless you want me to change it.
Yeah, do you like to change?
Sure.
Well, you know, keep it the one
Okay.
that our lawyer, so,
Okay.
I don't know, it's now I'm confused.
Well, that's up to you, I mean, I can change it if you want me to.
Yeah, I would like to change, so,
So
it's better.
give me a better address so I can send it to the one that you like.
Okay.
Go ahead.
951 Brico Avenue,
951 what, I'm sorry?
951 Brico Avenue.
Okay.
Apartment 2104.
2104,
Zip
okay.
code 33131.
Miami 33131. Okay, I'll send it to there then.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to pay it, you call our office on Monday or Tuesday with the case number.
Your Honor, just as a point of reference, on the prior case with the boat owner from Fort Lauderdale, was the payment due at September 20th
Yes.
as well? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honor. Thank you very much.
Next case, it's case number 23 for 167 in Lincoln Court, SMC 2019-01132 for a progress report.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you after a year and a half, 2 years.
Daniel,
Yes.
please state your name for the record.
Daniel Vaitia, Urban Resource Property Manager for the Condo Association, authorized to be here.
Good morning, Your Honor. City Miami Beach Code Compliance Officer Nir Balgobin. Your Honor, I went by the property yesterday and they are actively working on it. They did remove all of the railings. They're in the process of removing them and we're installing new ones. And after that, they just basically have some concrete restoration and painting to do.
Great, so how much longer are you gonna need to get into compliance?
I mean, I would love to say 2 months. I'm happy to set a compliance date for December, just
Yeah.
because my issue isn't getting the work done. It's just going to be closing out the master permit.
When does the permit expire?
Technically, the permit expires next week.
Oh.
Because this has been a revision. So we've been in a year seeking a revision to get authorization for the permit to proceed with the changes, with the change orders that were required. And during that time, no inspections were called. So we are going to get the permit renewed. We are in contact with the building department, but we expect the work to be done in the next 60 to 90 days, and I think a compliance date in December would be acceptable for us.
Okay. Oh, okay. Do you have any objection to a December compliance date?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a compliance date of December 15th. There were earlier fines at $150 a day, so if you're not in compliance by December 15th, and then we're gonna restart the $150 a day fine.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, you said 150?
Yeah, December 15th for a compliance date,
And $100 a day, correct?
150.
150.
Mm-hmm.
I have one other matter I just wanted to consider. Don't have a violation for it, but I'm trying to get my BTR released. My BTR cannot be released because there's an open lien associated with previous fines for this case.
A different property or this one?
This one, it's
Oh.
standard procedure that I mitigate those fines post resolving the code violation, and then once that's financial obligations resolved, the finance department will release the BTR. I'd really, we just took over this building this year. I'd love to just get everything in compliance, and not having a BTR bothers us. Mr. Rothstein is here.
Wait,
Is
are you
there an op-
trying to do a mitigation right now, Daniel?
No, I don't.
I could, Daniel, just email me with the information, and then I'll speak to Mr. Marquez or Ms. Gonzalez in licensing him. We'll see what we can do.
And no, I don't want to mitigate until we've finished
Okay.
the fine, but the city process puts me in this, and thank you so much for extending that. Anything else, Your Honor?
Oh, I'm good, thank you so
Okay.
much.
You all stay safe, enjoy.
you.
Nice to see
Yeah,
you all.
you
Thanks
too.
for getting me
Thank
out of the
you.
house.
Thank you. Next case, it's number 254241 Palm Avenue, SMC 2021-01492 for a progress report.
Good morning. How you
Hi,
doing?
good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Gustavo Zuluaga.
You're the property owner, Gustavo?
I'm the property owner's son.
Perfect. Okay, it was a property maintenance issue, I see.
Yep. So,
I'm gonna have the city testify, and then you can respond.
okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Aaron Ramirez, Co-Compliance Officer, City of Miami Beach. I'm the custodian of record. It's reference to case number PM 2020-04043 at 241 Palm Ave, issued on December 7th, 2020. And this is in violation of Miami Beach, City of Miami Beach Ordinance 58-297E, 58-293C. The wood, metal, etc. is deteriorated and shall be repaired in the following locations, which is the fence in the rear needs repairing and or replacing.
Ryan Thomas, Co-Compliance Administrator, City of Miami Beach. We received an email yesterday from Lauren Fertel with the South Beach Neighborhood Affairs Coordinator. I would like to read that email because basically she's asking us to give more time to this homeowner. She's saying, good morning, Code Enforcement Team. As you see in the email exchange below, the CIP, Capital Improvements Team, has been in touch and coordinating with the resident and the owner of 240 Palm regarding sod schedule and fence removal. The fence had to be removed for a period of time in order to plan for proper harmonization to occur. To my knowledge, the resident remains willing to reinstall the fence after the sod and harmonization work is fully completed. There is an area pending where sod is supposed to be placed in the coming week or two. It is my understanding this resident will be at special master tomorrow for the case number and violation below. Can you please take into consideration at the hearing, perhaps provide them with a time extension for the resident to comply once the harmonization is complete? So they just basically need more time for CIP to do their work, and then they'll put their fence back up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They actually finished the work yesterday, I believe. Yesterday morning, they installed the rest of the sod.
So maybe like 30 days would be enough
How
time?
much time do you need to get
Well,
in
I have someone
compliance?
coming this week, actually. We already purchased all the material and stuff, so I would say this week, but I would like to give myself a little bit of a buffer.
Is 30 days enough time?
Yeah, 30 days would be enough time.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I'm going to give a compliance date with a fine if you're not in compliance, so I don't want you to have to be stressed out about it. But if you think 30 days is fine, then 30 days it is.
Yep, 30 days would be good.
Okay, so September 20th will be a compliance date, or there'll be a fine of $100 a day.
You said $100 a day, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's
After the date.
September 20th.
Okay.
All right, good luck
Anything
to
else?
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next case, it's number 24 for 1650 James Avenue, SMC 2020-01292 for a progress report.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Enrique Valencia. I am the managing director for the property.
City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Officer Neil Balgobin. Your Honor, I went by this property. They have not started any of the work yet, but they do have issued permits for windows and door replacements, awning replacements, and concrete restoration, which is in the applied status.
Okay, so
This is a progress report. As I explained before, we have a concrete restoration project plan. But before that, we had to replace all our windows because when we replace the windows, all the part around all the concrete was going to be damaged. So on that project, last report, I said that I was about 80% done with the windows. Right now, we're almost complete. We have like 3 windows to change. And also at the same time, we hired an engineer who did a review of all the building, issue plans. We submitted the plans and a permit to the city that is already in, it's being processed, to start the concrete side. So we're moving ahead. We almost finished with the windows. We're going to start the concrete restoration as soon as the city approved our permit. I know they gave us a couple reviews. They want a letter from the engineer saying that it's safe to move with the process while the building is occupied, which is fine. So we're just moving. Everything is moving along.
okay, so we need another progress report, obviously. Do you
Yeah.
want to do October 4th or December 6th? Those are my only 2 days they gave me.
I would say December 6th.
Okay, all right, let's do a progress report on December 6th, and
Okay.
hopefully you'll have more progress by then.
We're moving. We want to do this as soon as possible, so.
That's great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The no-show for 10 a.m. is 400 Alton Road for George Capistani, SMA BTR 2021-00036.
I do not have service.
Okay,
So let's reset it for October 4th for proper service.
okay.
Sorry.
Evening?
Can we set that for the evening? Because the
Okay.
officer is an evening officer.
Okey dokey.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Fernanda, is there an evening calendar on October 4th?
I'm sorry.
Is there
I'm gonna check with Isabel. She's the one doing the October 4th hearing.
Okay, Your Honor, if it's not October 4th, is it okay that we put it on an evening calendar post-October 4th?
Yeah, we can put it on any calendar we can get it on.
You want me to put it on my date, the 7th?
Well, only because the inspector's in the evening, and if we don't have an evening calendar that
I
day, I just don't want it to fall
I
through
don't
the...
know if she does.
I don't think
yet.
she has a night, well, let me look, I'm the special master of the
Okay,
day.
I don't know
that
if she
gave me a-
does, but if she doesn't, that's okay. I'll just put it for the 7th. It's the same week, I believe.
Yeah, so you know what, let's be safe and let's just put October 7th and
Okay,
we'll put a night court,
that's no
okay?
problem.
That way it's
Thank
a
you, Your Honor.
non-issue.
That's no problem. Okay. And that concludes the 10 a.m. I have one gentleman here for 11 a.m.
You know what, let's, no, let's wait a few minutes because we really have to do it 11. Has he been sworn in?
I'm sorry? No, no.
Okay, then let's just wait because we have to
Okay.
swear everybody in at 11. So let's
Perfect.
just take a 10-minute break until, or a 15-minute break until that time, okay? Good morning. My name is Annette Cannon. I'm the special magistrate assigned to hear a case today. I'm going to briefly explain the procedure for those who've never been here before. You've been cited a violation and you've been time to correct the violation. The city has chosen to proceed with this hearing for the purpose of obtaining of noncompliance, which can later be used as subsequent hearing for the purpose of being deemed a repeat violation. The hearing is public, recorded, and all testimony is taken under oath. Although the formal rules of evidence do not apply, fundamental due process is observed. If you're admitted the violation, please advise me when you come to the podium. You need to tell me how much time you need to correct the violation. The city will also give me an estimate. Based on what you both say, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation. If you're contesting a violation, the city must prove through clear and convincing evidence that the violation has occurred and/or the violation still in existence. This is done through testimony of the inspector or the custodian of record, and the inspector is not available to testify, and the exhibits are introduced by the city. If you're refuting the violation, you're expected to give testimony as to why there is no violation. After I heard both sides, I'll run a decision based on the evidence and testimony for me. If I find there is no violation, I'll dismiss the case. If I find there is a violation, I'll give you reasonable time to correct the violation before a fine begins to run. I have authority to impose fines up to $1,000 per day per violation. If you're a repeat offender, I have authority to impose fines up to $5,000 per day per violation. There's also an administrative fee of $106, which is assessed by me unless I waive it. When you come to the podium, please state your name, your relationship to the property owner, and if you have authority to speak on behalf of the property. While at City Hall, members of the public are strongly urged to wear facial coverings and observe social distancing consistent with EDC guidelines that limit the spread of COVID-19. At this time, I ask the clerk to swear in all the witnesses.
Whoever is going to testify, stand up and raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you very much. You may be seated. The first case for 11 o'clock, it's number 29 for 1600 Alton Road, Metro Express, Inc., SMA PD 2020-00001.
Good morning, Your Honor. That case was written by Police Officer Eric Dominguez.
Yes. Good morning, Ernesto Feliciano, Metro Express, Inc.
The officer is not here. We're not sure why he's not here, so.
Okay, do you want to wait to the end of the docket then to hear it and see if he comes? Otherwise, I'll have to dismiss if I don't have,
That's fine. I mean, I'm not sure if he was notified.
Yeah, he was, and then I even told Yoey about it, so, because I wasn't sure the specific police officer to be here, but I made sure I reach out to Yoey, and then he told me he was going to reach out to them, so.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to wait till,
okay, I'll give the officer a little bit of time. I'm going to revisit your hearing. We're going to call their cases first, and then we're going to call it back. If the officer doesn't come, then I'll deal with it. But I'm going to, since it's 11 o'clock hearing.
We'll call you right back.
Okay. Yeah, we're the geobond contractor for Miami Beach, but no problem.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Yeah, just have a seat. Thank you.
Okay, so we're moving on to number 30 for 1946 Merced Drive, SMC 2017. Is anybody here for that? Jose? Who wrote it 1746? Meridian. But it's the South Winds of Homestead, right? No.